I'm going to show you how to block different applications in your Aruba controller. So this is my Aruba wireless controller, and I'm running version 6.5.4.8. So Aruba OS 8 is out, but for this video I'm using 6.5.4.8. And I'm going to show you how to block different applications. So with deep packet inspection turned on, we have what is called AppRF, which will detect different applications. So if I go into my dashboard and I do traffic analysis, I can look at the different types. Here's my app categories that AppRF is learning, and I can look at my different applications. And I can even, with a WebCC content license, we can do content filtering. So I'm going to go in here for now, and I'm going to take a look at some of my different traffic going on. So if I look, there's my network has learned 11 different applications. Now, I have only one access point on this controller, and I only connected one laptop and hit a couple different sites just to pull some data in here. If you have a production network, you're going to see a lot more information in here. So here's my 11 applications. I can go in here and I can look at the different applications, what AppRF is learning through deep packet inspection. And I can look at my different categories also. So I can block off of this. So I can block and, throttle or, even, do whatever I want with this application data on here. So I can block it for everybody or just even for a single user. So what I'm going to do is first take a look at one of my clients. And if we look right here, my IP address is .51. So this is the client right here. And you can see that my role is authenticated. So if I wanted to block users, I might have an authenticated role, I might have a guest role. So I could apply different policies for my different users. So right now, let's just look at the authenticated role. So if I go into configuration and I look at my access control, here's my authenticated role, and I can click edit, and I can make different firewall policies in here. So I made this firewall policy called block my apps. And the way I did that, since I already made it, I'll go back and show you how I did that. I clicked on add, and I did create new policy, and then I hit create, and then you just give it a name. So I'll just say block my apps 2 or 2. And I'm going to say that it's a session type, and this is where I put in my firewall rules. So when I click on add, if I wanted to block just one single host from going somewhere, or I can block an entire network segment, for now we'll say anyone. Anybody who's on my wireless network, I want to block them. And any destination, as long as the destination is, I could pick my different applications. And you'll see in the drop-down list here is all the different types of applications that AppRF will learn. So if I wanted to block, free music downloads or, any type of, here was Gmail. If I wanted to block Gmail, I could go in here and I could select Gmail. Okay, and I'm going to say drop. So make sure your action is set to drop. And just hit add. And then that was a service application. I could do an application category. If I wanted to drop antivirus for some reason, I could do that. I could do social networking. Rule is drop, and I would click add. Now, another piece is something called WebCC, which is it's a subscription, and it's based on the amount of access points. So what WebCC is, this is the datasheet that I pulled off the Aruba Networks website, and this is the datasheet for Aruba OS. And it says that Aruba OS offers an optional subscription for URL filtering, IP reputation, or geolocation. So that is what WebCC is. And that gives you additional content filtering that you can drop this traffic right on the wireless controller. It will never even get out onto your network. So if I look at my rules, and if I go back into, if I go back and I look at my licenses in here, let me go back, and if I look at my license, you can see that I put a WebCC license on here. So right down here, WebCC, and I have a license on here. So now I can content filter. So let's go back to my my access control, and let's go back to my authenticated role again that I was working on, and I can click edit. And if I want to go in and I can edit some rules in my block my apps here, and I could click add, and this time I'm going to click web category reputation. And if you don't have the WebCC license, nothing will show up in these boxes. There won't be anything in the drop-down box. But I can go in here and I can pick, you know, if I want to block dating websites, I can go in here and select that. And, you know, I could say well, it's a high risk. And I'm going to click add, and it's going to deny it. Let's do another one. I'll go in here, WebCC, and let's do gambling. And moderate risk for gambling. Let's do add. Make sure you click on done, and then make sure you hit apply. So some of the things I will show here is on this user role, we are also doing deep packet inspection and enabling web content classification. So the deep packet inspection you need for the AppRF, and this is for the web content filtering. So I'm going to hit apply. And I'm going to hit Save Configuration. So that is all I need to be able to block, you know, different types of applications or, you know, different websites right within my wireless controller.